Hello, welcome to PokéBoys. We're here. We're back after a short break. Season 5. I got the season number right this time, guys, so don't worry. Season
Good
5,
job.
we're back to the challenge season, so this is going to be exciting. We have a fun season planned for you guys, and we also, if you maybe, well, I shouldn't say if you can't see, because maybe there's somebody listening to our audio only episodes, but so you couldn't see, but we do have a fourth host here with us. And
What?
those of you who can see probably recognize that sweet mug. And those of
Yeah.
you who are only hearing will be able to recognize that sweet voice. But the original PokéBoy, Jared, is going to be joining us for season 5. Jared, what's up, dude?
Yo,
Welcome
guys,
back.
I am back.
Yeah.
I'm back in the PokéBoys chair, and I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited for this
Welcome
season.
back, Jared.
Yes, welcome back, sir.
Let's go.
Not to make everyone feel awkward, but the hole you left was so big, I had to fill it with 2 other hosts.
Two people.
Yeah, right.
It also doesn't help that Dad is about the size of like a quarter of a human being. So really, it's like 1.25 people, but it's okay.
We're starting this is a challenge one. We're starting the beef early. This is some Kendrick Drake beef going on here. We're starting it early. Okay.
My heart hurts.
Well, in that case, then I'm gonna be like J. Cole, and I'm gonna just apologize. I'm just sit back and watch.
I'm good. I'm good. I don't want any beef, guys. I'm good.
I don't know how many episodes it's been, but between PokéBoys and Showboys, I'm on some kind of streak about like making a hate joke with Dad, so I just had to keep it going.
You just gotta.
I mean, we've only known each other forever, so
yeah.
knows me.
How you doing, Dad? Doing well?
Yeah. I'm ready to.
You don't seem very excited.
I'm very excited.
Nervous.
Just am nervous and have no idea what I'm doing. This is my first like challenge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For Pokemon, so I know I'm already gonna screw it up no matter what it is. But with
you got this.
We have faith. We have faith. Kumino, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing wonderful. I got to be lazy the past 2 days, so I'm well rested.
Nice. That's always good.
Let's go.
It's always good to have some rest.
Yeah.
But there's no more rest for PokéBoys because we're off our break. Season 5 is here. We're started.
Did we even have a break? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so we're recording this before season 4 has officially, and the last episode has released. But there will be a small little break for you guys.
There you go.
But hey, if you're watching this, you already know that PokéBoys is now releasing episodes on our own channels. So we have branched off from Showboys, and we now are on our own YouTube channel, PokéBoys. So go find that. If you're having trouble finding it, it'll be a featured channel on the Showboys YouTube channel. And we also are on Spotify and Apple and Good Pods and all of those good things. So go check out if you're not a YouTube fan and just enjoy listening to the audio. We're on those platforms. Search PokéBoys. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, also at PokéBoys Podcast. All right, got that out of the way. It's season 5. We're here. It is the Sword and Shield Generation Draft from the beautiful mind of Kumino himself down here. So like you heard at the end of season 4, the challenge, much like our type draft, we will be drafting generations instead of types. So what we will be doing is there's 8 generations, so we'll each get 2 generations. The draft order will be snake, so if you're a fantasy sports player, you'll understand. The first pick will then be the last pick. The last pick will get 2 picks in a row and go in reverse order for the second round. But let's go through the rules real quick. So we'll be choosing generations, and we will only be able to use the Pokemon from said generations that we own. So we'll each have 2 generations. For example, if I pick Generation 1, I will only be able to use Pokemon from Generation 1. If I run into one from Generation 3, I won't be able to catch it. There is a caveat to that. We can use a Pokemon from another generation if it evolves from or into a Pokemon that is in a different generation. As long as you have one of the forms in one of your generations, you're good.
Yeah.
And since since we're playing an official game in Sword and Shield, we can't really customize the starters. So for those of us who do not have Generation 8, what we'll do is we'll try to transfer a Pokemon from one of our generations from Pokemon Home into Sword and Shield to use as our starting Pokemon. Or we'll just have to use one of the Generation 8 starters until we're able to catch a Pokemon that's from our generations. Then we'll switch it out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and there's some variety in those early routes of Sword and Shield. So depending on your generation, you might be able to find something pretty early.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we are also having this season be a cage lock. So what that means, typically a cage. Actually, I'll just let you explain it, Jared. What a cage lock is.
Yeah. So typically in a cage lock, what happens is after every gym, the participants each take turns battling each other. And there's different varieties of this, right? There's a lot of 1v1s that can happen. In this instance, we will be doing 2v2 battles. So 2 of us will be on a team, and that will cycle throughout the entire season. So we all will at least battle with each other as a partner once. But we will also be doing it each leg. So it'll be each leg that the cage matches happen. But yeah, usually after those cage matches, there is a perk that is given to the winners of the match. We've kind of twisted it to kind of fit this specific challenge run that we're doing. But, in past, it's been anywhere from like giving a Pokemon an extra revive and Nuzlocke if it's dead, giving the Pokemon ability to have held items, TMs, etc., things like that. And the winner gets to choose one of the other person's Pokemon to kill. And that Pokemon is dead and cannot be used for the rest of the playthrough. So some pseudo Nuzlocke rules kind of twisted in there as well too. Again, like we have kind of twisted the cage lock to work for this format, added some rules, took away some others. But that's traditionally kind of what a cage lock is.
Yeah. So what we'll be doing, like Jared said, we'll be pairing up 2v2. We'll each contribute 3 Pokemon to the battle. And the way that the pairings will work, at least to start, we will select, I'll throw them into a random generator here during the episode. But we will pick the first team for leg 1 at the end of this episode. And then, every team pairing will happen the episode prior. So like you said, the winner will get to pick a Pokemon from the other team to kill and no longer be usable. And the perks we decided on, there's going to be no held items. So if you win, you can choose to use a held item. You can choose to have a mulligan Pokemon. So if you remember
from the mulligan, that's been introduced into here.
Yeah, if you remember from season 2, the mulligan was being able to use a type that you did not have. In this instance, it'll be a Pokemon from a generation you didn't have. But across the board, just like season 2, you can only have 1 mulligan on your team at a time. So got to use them strategically. Or the last perk would be being able to revive one of your deceased Pokemon. Our third rule, any number of Pokemon can be caught and traded / transferred, from Pokemon Home into Sword and Shield. The only caveat to that is,
oh man, Kuno got the belt out already.
That's just
he's
dirty.
Ready.
Stop it.
The only caveat to the transferring from Pokemon Home is we're not going to be able to transfer legendaries or mythicals. So we don't want to make things OP.
Yeah, look, listen, that sucks. I want to bring Marshadow so bad.
Oh, Marshadow.
Because from Pokemon Go, I have a level 20 Marshadow that I want to bring.
That's kind of perfect. Perfect.
That's busted.
Pokemon Go, the best place to get low level, legendary, and fully evolved Pokemon. Let's go legally.
because of this, I played Pokemon Go a lot. Haven't played in a while, but I re-downloaded it and I was like, oh, I got some potential here that I could use. I got some good ones.
That's what I was doing earlier today. I was like, what's in my little bank here?
Yep.
But our last rule, of course, we will all have to name our Pokemon for maximum emotional damage whenever they do die. So those are the rules for the Generation Draft. As Kumino was the winner of the Season 4 final battle, he will get first pick. And we will be doing a random generator order here to figure out the rest of the draft order.
Oh man, I'm nervous. I guess if you're last, you technically get to go first.
Yeah, you get 2 picks in a row, so it's not terrible.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's not too bad.
Okay, so here we have our names entered into the random draft order generator. So Kumino, of course, is not listed because he's number 1.
Yep.
But let's click randomize to see how the rest of the draft order works. Here we go. Wow.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take it.
You know what?
Take last.
Okay, so we're
that's not bad.
I know.
Kumino, me, Jeff, and Jared.
So I got to pick both mine just off rip. Dang, okay.
Back to back. So I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping I would have got last pick because having those 2 picks back to back would have been pretty clutch.
Yeah, but you have the opportunity for your picks to also get snagged up until it gets to you.
That is also true.
Right, because you got to think about it. I'm the one who won, so I go first, but then I essentially go last. So I just have to take whatever left.
You have to take whatever's left afterward at the end. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. That's true.
So here, I threw this up on the screen. I don't know how easy it is to see, but just so you guys know, I will be posting this into Discord. This is our, of course, Google Sheet wouldn't be a PokéBoys.
Yeah, admire the beauty that is Mike's Google Sheet.
We went and I listed all the Pokemon in each generation. All the blue highlighted Pokemons are from the DLCs. But as you can see, Generation 5 has the most Pokemon. Base game 81, DLC 38 for a total of 119 Pokemon. But the order in terms of amount of Pokemon to least, it goes Gen 5, Gen 8, Gen 1, Gen 3, 7, 4, 2, and 6. So it's kind of a little all over the place, but for some reason, these devs,
they love Gen 5. They're like, just do all of them.
Yes.
Just put every Pokemon in there, aside from Substreka. Didn't add him in there.
Yeah, that's
or the starters.
Or the starters. Yeah, you're right.
It's unreal.
Shame.
It's unreal. All right, so without further ado, Kumino, the floor is yours.
Break our hearts.
He's on the clock. And who does he take?
All right.
What's the first?
So now I actually have notes, okay, because I actually put a lot of thought into this. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get to go first, and then I'm gonna go last. So I have to make my first pick count.
Yep.
And truthfully, you would think I would go Gen 5, but no, Gen 5 does not give me, personally, the best options to use. So I went with something else that gives me more versatile, allows me to dip into other generations and use their Pokemon as well. And that generation,
that's big brain.
Yeah, that generation, it holds my favorite, my number one, my ace Boon-Kun, Lucario. I'm going Generation 4.
Gen 4.
Oh, okay.
Gen 4 is a good snack. Because like you said, it kind of dips into other legendaries with Evos and stuff. And that's a good one.
Yeah. I had to pick it.
So that's interesting because that's on the back half of like quantity Pokemon here. So you're looking at a total of 62 with 38 from the base game, 24 added in the DLC. But Generation 4, okay. I did not see that coming, but I really liked your strategy. And you definitely thought about this way more than I think any of us probably did.
Notes, 2 pages.
You got notes. You got 2 pages of notes. Oh, he's studious. Kumino prepared.
Okay, so we're up to me. I'm gonna do I'm gonna take one. Well, I shouldn't say I'm gonna take one for the team.
There's no team
For
here.
me-
We're all enemies until we're not.
For me, it's
Right.
obviously up to Generation 5 or Generation 8. You got two of the most
You're
Pokemon
going
available
quantity.
right there. But I'm gonna do my dude Jeff a solid, and I'm going to take Generation 5 and leave Generation 8 open. So he has access to the 3 Galar starters.
Actually, I didn't use them yet. They're pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna scoop up Gen 5.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
I mean, got some interesting Pokemon that I've wanted to use for a while. One that pops out, Jellicent. I've never used that stupid ghost jellyfish, but I
The Pringles man.
The Pringles man, yeah.
Oh no, he does look like that. No, I won't be able to unsee it. Yes. So Gen 5 is mine. Jeff, the floor is yours.
Oh man. So it did make sense that we would knock out the ones with the most. Just for more options. And I mean 8 does have a lot, but I was looking at another one.
Oh no, don't pick mine.
That actually had quite a bit of dragons in the DLC.
Oh,
And there's some in like the base that I'm kind of excited about. So I'm going to go against what Mike was saying, and I'm going to pick Gen 3.
Oh, okay.
Oh dang, that was one of mine. I was gonna grab Gen 3.
yes, it was my second.
Out of nowhere.
There's a lot of really good pokes on that one.
Oh, so many. You get Salamence, Metang.
I like Shiftry.
Shiftry's really good too.
My boy.
Right, he got Ralts and Gardevoir.
Flygon.
You get the starters in there too.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
good.
Yep.
Snatch.
That was a good pick.
I think Electrike is another one I was thinking that looked cool.
Manectric is really cool. Its evolution is really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that wow, I did not see. Sorry, I have a gnat flying around.
Not foresee Gen 8. Yeah, there you go. Another great bug edit for you guys. I did not see Gen 8 making it to the last pick of round 1.
Me neither. In all honesty, the way that I actually saw it go was it was going to be me, then Dad, then Mike, then Jared. That's the way that I thought it was going to go. And I thought Dad was going to grab Gen 8.
Off the bat, yeah.
It was tempting, especially since Mike kind of hinted, "Hey, take this."
You're like, you can't tell me what to do. I'll do what I want.
Tell me how to live my life. Yeah.
Oh man.
So what does Jared do?
See, this is interesting because I'm looking for synergy here because my picks are back to back.
Right.
I'm looking at what can go well together, what has a lot of options. Obviously, Gen 8 and Gen 1 having over 100 is good because there's a lot of variety and things I can get. Obviously, Gen 8 is a great pick because that's going to be the majority of spawns and Pokemon that you get early on because obviously it's the generation of the game that we're playing. Man. Okay. I think for my first pick, I'm going to go with my original one just because it was one that I love this generation. I think it slept on a little bit and it has a lot of really good mon in it. I want to take Gen 7.
No.
Wow.
I'm going to take a Lola.
My number 3.
Yeah,
no.
So many. We got Vikavolt, Mudsdale, Toxapex, Togedemaru.
Look, listen. Earlier, I got me a shiny Grubbin so I could bring shiny Vikavolt over into the game. My God.
Oh no.
Hate to see it.
And for all intents and purposes, we're gonna count is there? Oh yeah, they're Ultra Beasts as legendaries. They're essentially legendaries.
Yeah.
I don't know because on Cerebi they're not counted as legendaries.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I just know they have like it depends on some of them. Some of them do have like legendary like base stats,
Yeah,
like
they-
BSTs.
Yeah, they
So,
do.
but you're right. They're like another like sub classification. They're not technically legendaries, but they're like as strong as legendaries, which is interesting. It's like some of the pseudos, which are like almost legendaries, but don't have like the title for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll play that by ear. I'm not saying I have any Ultra Beasts that I can just throw in here, but I'm just there's a lot of good
Right.
ones.
We'll discuss that and update you guys when we find out what we're gonna do about the Ultra Beast.
Yeah. I mean, if I can bring a Buzzwole to these fights, I mean, I'm just saying.
I know, right?
Okay.
Just knock us all out.
Yeah.
Gen 8 has so many good Pokemon. Like, so many good ones are introduced here, like Grimmsnarl and Corviknight, Berserker, Cramorant,
Ponyta,
Cramorant.
the Cram.
Rapidash.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go kind of against my own thought process here because there's a lot of Pokemon in this generation that classic, but I feel like I haven't used a lot, and especially in Sword and Shield specifically. I think I'm going to take Gen 1.
Okay.
I'm going to
Wow.
I'm going to swoop up Gen 1.
Interesting.
A lot of really good ones here. Obviously, classics,
So
starters.
what are ones that you want to use?
In Gen 1?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, things like Machamp, like No Guard Machamp is crazy. Arcanine, you have, I love Raichu. Raichu's in this, and that technically gets me
Oh.
access to a Alolan Raichu. Oh, I guess I have Gen 7 too, so that doesn't necessarily matter.
Alolan
Alakazam,
Raichu
the
is awesome.
starters are in here. Poliwrath, Nidoking, Aerodactyl. Like, there's a lot of good Mon that are in here.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
Gen 1 actually has the most Gigantamax forms.
Yeah, oh, that's what I was thinking. Gigantamax, the starters all have a Gigantamax form, which is interesting.
oh my gosh, I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I think I'm gonna go Gen 1, get the classics, have some Gen 7 and Gen
Okay.
1 in there. I was almost going for 2, but Gen 1 pushed me into the edge.
Okay.
Well, I'm done. I got mine.
Yeah.
This is good.
So that now we're back to Jeff, to Dad, Father.
Father.
You're up. You have Generation 2, Generation 6, or Generation 8.
Well, I put a little bit of thought into this,
Okay.
and I want Gen 2.
Oh, nice. Dang,
Wow,
that's
the steal from Mike. Oh my God.
What is happening? What is going
I
on?
knew
This
Mike was gonna go
season's gonna
Gen
be
2.
crazy.
I
I almost went Gen 2. I
wasn't particularly planning on it. I just explain yourself, Dad. What is going on here?
Okay. So it covers a lot of types.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And it's got some cool pokes that I've come across in my playthroughs and the two
Okay.
games that I've played.
Larry's there.
I've got Skarmory,
Oh, great.
Entei.
Lemon pepper.
Wait, that's a legendary.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Espeon,
were
Umbreon.
by chance to catch it in Sword and Shield, which would be wild. But
I mean, the DLC does have that like cave thing you can do to catch legendaries. So I mean,
Yeah, it does.
Tyrogue.
you essentially get Togekiss too because the Togepi line's Gen 2.
Tyranitar.
Yeah.
Tyranitar.
Yeah.
Heracross is in there. Sizzleware.
Yeah. You got a lot of good ones.
Man. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, my
season's
choice
gonna be
is
spicy.
my choice is pretty easy, and they're the two generations I did not think I would.
Yeah,
I
you
would get.
got both. You're gonna get both of the big numbered ones.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Gen 6, right?
Yeah.
There's some interesting Pokemon. Of course, we have Sylveon, we have Noivern.
Yep.
Pretty cool Pokemon there.
Bring Klefki back.
The return of Klefki. Malamar. I've wanted to use a Malamar for a long time.
Gudra's in there too.
Yep, your boy Gudra.
Sylveon.
What? There's only 50 total Pokemon from that generation, and Gen 8's just sitting here literally staring at me.
Mike wants options. He wants options. Almost 200 Pokemon.
You're gonna have
Yeah.
over 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. I can't refuse this. If you guys are just gonna put this in my lap, I'm gonna take it. I gotta take Gen 8. I mean, excited to use an Orbeetle.
Ooh, Orbeetle. There's so much good Gen 8 Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean,
Sizzlepede, you can get the bug squad going.
I could.
All
I could
bugs.
finally use a Colossal, which I've wanted to use for a while.
I have a clarifying question.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
I have. Oh, never mind. I thought the Kanto Meowth evolved into the Galarian Meowth, but Galarian Meowth is its own thing. Damn it. Never mind. Berserker's really good. Solo Steel type. Don't sleep on Berserker. He's great.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot here that I mean, I have access to 230 Pokemon almost.
Yeah,
So-
you got options.
Yeah. So that leaves...
the interesting part though too is not all, but obviously some of those Gen 8 Pokemon are specific to specific games. So whether you play Sword or Shield, you might not get access to. Well, I guess you could get it other ways, but at least base game you wouldn't have access to all the Pokemon.
That's true. But that leaves one generation left. Kumino, did you see yourself landing with Gen 6?
Okay, so since I'm the only one with no, I'll give y'all my process. So I broke it down and picked the top 5 gens that I wanted to use, and that went Gen 4, Gen 3, Gen 7, Gen 8, and Gen 6. So it did make the list, but it doesn't leave me too many Mon to actually deal with. So the teams that I'm gonna have, I'm gonna have to kick y'all butts in those cage matches. I'm just putting to you like that. I'm not gonna be able to afford to have anybody die. So be wary. I'm coming with the smoke.
Oh no, he has the smoke. I don't want the smoke.
Man.
All right.
That's the thing. We all get to be teammates at some point too, so that's gonna be really fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like we mentioned earlier, excuse me. The only deaths that will be happening are the results of cage matches. So with everyone else's severe limitation on the Pokemon pool, it doesn't really apply to me because I have like essentially
you have essentially the whole deck's worth of Pokemon.
Yeah.
To
Right.
With the pools being so limited, we're not going to have like a traditional Nuzlocke type rule. You can catch however many you can that are within your parameters. And if your Pokemon faint, they're not dead. The only time that they will be is when one of us decides to mercilessly murder it after a cage lock. So
I've seen some cage locks where they do like this 3v3 kind of thing. But they do like a double or nothing where like all 3 get perks, but all 3 die if you lose, which is kind of insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, we don't need to make it that difficult.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. That's too
Not that
too wild.
painful.
All right, so I'm putting the names back into the generator here.
Okay. This first team lineup.
And what we'll do, this is going to determine the what is it going to determine? The pairing for the first cage lock battle. So let me pull it up back here on the screen. So what we'll do, I'm going to use the same randomizer. I added all of our names. What we'll do the odd numbers are a team, the even numbers are a team. So
okay, let's go.
Are you guys ready? Here, I'm just going to show there. See, it's randomizing. So here we go. This is for the teams. The odd numbers will be one team. The even numbers will be the other. And here we go. So our first cage lock.
Let's go.
Our first cage lock match will be Jeff and Jared against myself and Kumino.
Oh,
the
Jeff,
Mikes.
we got this. We got this,
Taking
dog.
on
We got
Jeff
this.
Squid.
Team Mike.
Yes.
Team Mike is going to dominate.
I was actually going to say, I'm sorry, Jared.
No. We got this. We're gonna prep. We're gonna work hard. We got this.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll figure out a way, in between, recording this and the end of leg 1, how we'll rotate the team. So we'll all be paired with each other. But for right now, myself and Kumino will be taking on Jared.
Hey, we're already like set up this way.
Yeah,
we are. Great.
It's
we're already
almost
set
perfect.
up that way.
At the end of leg 1. So again, by the way, if you're not familiar with the challenge seasons, and well, I mean, I guess it depends on the game we're playing, but this game has 8, the traditional 8 gym badges, Elite Four circuit. So each leg will be 2 gym badges. So looking forward to this. It's going to be a little more of a straightforward season, even with the challenge after our last 2 narrative-focused fan game seasons, which were a total blast. I had so much fun playing through Bushido and Infinity.
Infinity was so good.
Yeah, it was
a great first experience for me to get like into it. Like it made me fall in love with Pokemon. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, because your first game was Bushido, but that kind of wasn't your traditional Pokemon play, kind of your gameplay loop. So Infinity was the closest probably to your regular Pokemon game. But yeah, season 5 is going to be super fun. Looking forward to having Jared back. And
let's go.
Make sure you guys leave a comment. Let us know which generations you will be using if you decide to play along the challenge with us. And how did we do with our drafts? That's crazy. I did not want Generation 5, but I was like, I just gotta take it. But
yeah, I almost went Gen 5, but I Gen 7. I ended up going Gen 7.
Yeah,
I'm really
truthfully, I seen Mike getting 2, and I seen you getting 5.
Yeah, I almost went 5.
Yeah. So after Jared took 7, I was like, there's no way that Jeff's gonna pass up on 8 again. I was like, okay, so if I'm gonna be stuck with 2 or 6, I'll pick 2, and then I'll just ship over a Heracross, and that'll be my starter. That's easy money. Let's go. The return of Lemon Pepper. No, Jeff's just like
PTSD flashbacks.
Jared just staring off in the distance. But yeah, guys, Jared is, of course, the host of Play Along Podcast. Why don't you let everyone know what Play Along Podcast is all about? And
yeah. Well, first of all, guys, so pumped to be here. Thanks for having me come back on here to do more Pokemon stuff, because I love Pokemon. I play Pokemon all the time, and to do it for content is even better. And these challenge runs, I've always wanted to do like a cage lock in the style, and it's going to be fun battling each other, like getting into a Discord call and being with one another and theorizing and trying to prep and everything. Is going to be a great time. It's going to be so much fun. I'm Jared, host of the Play Along Podcast with my other 2 co-hosts, Kai and Bed. Essentially what we do, it's a book club for games. We each take turns choosing a game, and then we break it down into sections, and then come together each week to talk about those sections specifically. We all have pretty wide variety of games that we like, so we've covered a ton of different things. If you do like Pokemon, we've gone through Pokemon BDSP, and we played through, I'm trying to remember the other Pokemon game we played through. No, I'm blanking on it. We did 2 of them. I don't remember what the other one is. But we've done that. Legend of Zelda games. We've done indie games like Disco Elysium, Metal Gear Solid. So we've kind of gone all over the place. And it's fun to play along. If you find a hidden gem that you haven't played before, or revisit a classic, Play Along Podcast. Check it out.
Yeah. Speaking of checking them out, their links will be in all the episode descriptions. So it'll be easy access. Go check out, see what they're playing through at the moment. I don't know if you'll still be playing through it by the time this releases, but you're going through Harold
Halibut.
Yeah.
The indie Xbox game. Hey, it's Sleeper. It's actually really good. If you haven't played it yet, you definitely should at least check it out if you have Game Pass, because it's air quotes free. So I mean, there you go.
There you go. Of course, Kumino, Twitter and Twitch episode, or the links are always in the episode description. Make sure you guys subscribe. Tell all your friends. We got to launch these new channels, so come on over. Until then, we'll see you next time, and make sure you play Dave the Diver. See you.
Get those boxing gloves though, guys. It's time to fight. We're about to go. We're about to hit it.
I'm ready.
Yep. Let's go.
Oh man.